Hello, my name is Kevin Yoakum, and I'll be your instructor for Advanced A&P this summer. You are enrolled in 806-179 1W7C. This is a web course. It's entirely online. It's also asynchronous, which means there are no set meeting times. However, I do recommend that you log in at least once a week, if not at least, you know, whenever you can. So once a week is ideal. Anyway, let's see. Um, this is your home page. And then when you click content, actually it'll put you there. Now, your view may be slightly different than mine. This is the instructor view. Let me see if I can switch it to student view. You as a learner. There we go. So this is what you'll see. Probably not a heck of a lot different than what you just saw. But anyhow, there might be a few differences. You'll see the announcements over here. I sent one out earlier. It's a lot of info. So this is what I want to go through in a nutshell today. Let's see. So we're going to go to content. Um, a lot of you have probably had general A&P at Gateway. So a few things may seem familiar already. If this is your first class at Gateway, welcome to Gateway. And again, if you need anything, please shoot me an email. It's yocumk@gtc.edu. So you just shoot me an email if you ever need anything, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. I typically get response back to emails within 24 hours. So anyway, here's instructor info. It's going to have my email address in there. And then the syllabus, you click on that and it'll take you out to the syllabus. Now, this is something that you may want to save on your own. By the way, all of my documents are read only. So if you do need to have a copy of your own to edit, you simply need to come over here to File. And you can click Make a Copy, or you can download your own uh, Word document. At that point, you'd be able to edit it or do whatever you want with it. Now, the syllabus you wouldn't need to do that with, but these studies you may need to do that. Anyway, the official start date is actually Monday, May 19th. We're a little bit early, which is fine. I'd like you to get going on this, especially when it comes to being the summer. It's good to just get everything done as soon as you can. This course, I do have a calendar, but I really just have one due date, and it's right here, August 9th. So try to have everything done by then. Um, yeah. Now, I don't recommend waiting until August 2nd to start doing work. What I would do is do everything on the front end. In other words, get everything done now, because you could probably get this whole course done in like 4 or 5 weeks if you put your mind to it and you manage your time right. So anyhow, try to get it done earlier than later is my point. Everything's open. Everything is you're able to get everything done on your whenever you want to or able to. Office hours. Generally, I'm on campus Tuesdays and Thursdays this summer. If we need to meet in Zoom, Wednesdays are a good day to do that. But again, there really isn't any reason why we can't get everything taken care of in an email. So, but I do want you to know that if we do need to meet in Zoom or in person for any reason, that I do have availability. So anyhow, A&P Part 2 Advanced is going to get you looking at the deeper, more micro scale. So this is going to be more chemistry and cellular anatomy and physiology. We go back through the body. We did all of the systems in general A&P. We kind of go back through all of them again in advanced. So we're going to use OpenStax again, as well as the McGraw-Hill course link or the McGraw-Hill Connect. Here's the course link for your course, 1W7C. I'll talk more about that later. If you already have, well, I guess later now is later, I guess, but I will talk about it in more detail in a few minutes. But what I was going to say is that if you took general A&P at Gateway, you've already purchased and have access to McGraw-Hill Connect, you're going to use the exact same login. You're going to do everything the same way. Just click this link, log into McGraw-Hill using your credentials, and you should have access to everything in here. I believe it's 16. Well, I know it, I set it up. It's 16 labs. They're in 12 units. A few of the units have more, have 2 labs. So anyway, I'll talk about that in a little bit more detail later. How you get graded? Oh, attendance policy. Fully online. We don't have meeting times. Um, Again, I would highly recommend that you log in at least once a week, especially because everything's open and available. Now, maybe you're very busy, so maybe once a week it's the only time you're allotting yourself to do this work. That's fine. Just know that if there are 12 units and you have 12 weeks, so you can do 1 unit per week and you're good to go. Each unit probably is going to take you uh, say 4 to 8 hours. It's a pretty big range, but 4 to 8 hours. So, and you have 12 of those. So that, anyway, my point is don't procrastinate and get your work done. You have till 8, 9 to get everything in. If you need longer than that, which, I hope not. Everything's open and available. You know, anyway, if you need another day or two, let me know. You wouldn't know now, and you would know then. But hopefully, none of you have to worry about that. Let's see. Yeah, 5 to 10 hours a week. There you go. 1,200 points. Again, there are 12 units. You're going to have 100 points for every unit, giving you 1,200 points. I think all of you need a B minus minimally, so you need to get to around 960 out of 1,200. All right, Padlets. I think all of you, I'm sure, have done a Padlet at this point or know what that is. I'll open those up and show you what those are in a few minutes. Uh, Case studies, same. I'll go through those. McGraw-Hill Labs and exams. I'll talk about each of those in a few minutes, but that's going to give you 100 points times 12, giving you 1,200 points. Let's see. Oh, key dates. Yes, yeah. We're starting the 19th. We go until August 9th. If you drop the class before the 19th, you get 100% money back. 80% refund if you drop by the 23rd. And the last day to drop and get any money back is going to be on June 3rd. Now, you can withdraw from the course almost right to, I think, about the 2 week mark. So I don't, please don't. If you need to withdraw, you need to withdraw, but don't do that just without talking to me first. Shoot me an email if you're struggling and you need more time. Again, I get it. But I also understand that sometimes life happens. Also, sometimes you change your mind. Maybe you decide, most, if not all of you, are in the allied health, maybe nursing. Maybe you decide, man, I want to be a pilot. Switching majors, switching majors, I'm out of here. I'm done with nursing, so I don't need advanced. I get it. Hopefully, that's not the case. But if it is, please let me know. All right. Anyway. Doot, 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 doot. So, July 23rd. Census date. We don't need to worry about that. That's before we even start classes. Drop period is the 4th of June through the 10th of June. So, um, you know, basically, if you don't log in and do anything between now and June 10th, then there's a chance you might get dropped. It has to do with your financial aid and other things. So please, before June 10th, try to get something done. Make sure you at the very least have logged in. Because on June 10th, I'm going to go through and look at the roster in Brightspace. And if you haven't logged in and you haven't done at least one item, could be a Padlet, something, one of the labs, then I'm going to send you an email and find out what's going on. So anyway, you might get dropped. It's my point. I probably won't, but um, I'm gonna need to make sure that you're still around and staying at least on somewhat track. All right. So anyway, I have a rough calendar that you can use. Again, starts May 19th, goes till August 9th, 12 weeks, 12 units. Time flies by. It doesn't seem like August 9th will ever get here. Trust me, it'll be here in a blink. So try to get everything done as quickly as you can while still maintaining some semblance of understanding of what you're doing. So that's really my only advice. All right. That's the syllabus. Let me see. I'm sorry, my camera's weird, the lighting's funky. So if I've had um, technical issues, but I think everything seems to be going fine. Hopefully it is. So if the sound is weird or the light, whatever, that hopefully at least are able to follow to some degree what's going on. Anyway, that's the syllabus. Now let's go back. Here we go. Let's go back into Brightspace textbook info. There we go. That is going to take you out to OpenStax. This actually, let's see, 1W7C. Let's see if we can find your course in here. Advanced AMP 1W7C. Let me see. Some 25. That's 1E, 1A. There it is. All right, so we're going to open that up. Looks like some of you have already started, which is fantastic. Be the registration link. And I'm going to go back over to Brightbit because it looks like I'm going to get out of this real quick. So, do that as non. One thing I want to do, I noticed, want to make sure you access McGraw through the announcement. I sent you the link, and then in the syllabus it has a link. But there's a third spot in their textbook info. It looks like where they've embedded another link. So what I want to do is to write a note to myself to fix that. So let me go back. I mean, I might be able to fix that. Web page. I'm not sure. It probably doesn't really matter. So, anyway, I'll write a note to myself and I'll change that. That's going to be under textbook info. Textbook. Okay, I'll fix that link. Again, I don't know if you'd even end up there because generally speaking, the announcement and the syllabus is going to have the McGraw-Hill link for you. But anyway, we do have a course YouTube channel, so you can travel over there if you'd like. One thing I do want to show you, or actually two things in the course YouTube channel that I do want to show you. There's some older videos for regarding intro stuff you can certainly watch if you want. Um, Padlet, how to use the Padlet. And these have Blackboard as the entry point, but doing the Padlets, doing the case studies, doing the exams is generally still the same. We just switched over to Brightspace within the last year or so. Let's see. So anyway, here are all of my lecture videos that are going to have the info for each of the 12 competencies. Now I'm going to go back here real quick into the content. Yep. Here we go. So again, there's some how-to videos. I have here the PowerPoint slides. So in here, under the PowerPoint slides, you're gonna have it says PowerPoint slides. They're actually Google slides, I think. You can download them. Now, let me open one up. There you go. So you can open one up and download it. But that goes with this first video. Okay. So you can watch the video through that if you'd like. All right. Secondly, at this point, probably 50thly. Let's see. Lab safety. This is a web course, so you don't have to worry about that. You can certainly go in there and plug around. I think there's a extra credit activity you can do if you'd like. Padlet, engage. So again, you have four things to do: Padlet, case study, McGraw-Hill Labs, and exams. So here are the Padlets. Okay. You have two items. You can see competency one, Padlet one. One is a link, one is a quiz. So you're going to go out to the link first, and you can watch any one of these videos. You can watch them all. You can comment on one. You can comment on them all. Doesn't really matter to me. This is your experience. So you're going to take it on the way you want to. I just provide you with a lot of options, and how you approach it is really up to you. Here's one about pain. Students generally like that one. They like all of them. There's a little dissection video, 2-minute neuroscience. So a short 2-minute video. But all I need you to do is pick any one or all of these or more along there still, and watch the video, go to the website, and then you're going to hit this plus button up here, and you're going to type up a little, um, you know, your thoughts, your feelings, even, but generally more your thoughts. But you can put your feelings. I don't care. You put whatever you want, but put something thoughtful about what you just witnessed. And then what you're going to do is come over here, back into, again, mine is probably a little different than yours. I put it back on my mode. Um, so maybe I should put it back on. And then it kicks me all the way back out here. We're fine. Link, I put the course YouTube channel in there. There we go. We're back to the Padlet. So anyway, you need to watch that. Then you need to come in to quiz. Let's see. Oh, before you submit the quiz, return. Now, this is a one. This isn't even really a quiz. It's a one question, true or false. Did you do the Padlet or not? I made a comment this week's Padlet. True or false? Hopefully, you hit true and you hit submit, and you get 10 points. Yeah. So that is all you need to do for the Padlet. You need to make a comment in any one or more. You need to come in and do the one question true false Padlet quiz. All right, so that's it for that. Case studies, you're going to have two links. Case study one, click to open case study one questions. Most of them look similar. You're going to have the actual case study, and then you're going to have the Word doc, or it's really a Google doc, but you're going to download it if you'd like as a Word doc. But anyway, Study one looks like this. Now you're also going to notice with case study one, a diagnostic table right here. You don't need to fill that out. We do that when we're in class. Hmm. So remember, these are read only. You're not going to be able to type. So you can hit make a copy. That'll give you your own copy. Or you can go to download and download it as a Word doc. At that point, you can type into it all you want, and that's what you're going to submit to me in Whitespace. Okay? So you're not going to be able to type into these. So don't send me an email asking for editing requests. You're not going to get it. What you're going to get is an email back, and you can make a copy, or you can download it as a Word doc. Either way, that's the only way, or those are the only two ways you're going to type into it. Do not do the diagnostic table. I mentioned that already. Bing, bing. All right. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you in YouTube. How do you do the case studies? First of all, some of the questions are a little bit subjective. I'm sorry, it's late. You're gonna be asked, what do you think about, or things like that. Based on the information you have, what are your thoughts? Okay, so I don't necessarily expect a right answer. I just expect you to answer it. All right, so we'll leave it at that. We go back to the course YouTube channel. You're going to find, there we go. I discuss the case studies. So, case study one, case study two. These are the minute marks in the video where you're going to find me discussing these things. So, at the 125 hour and 25-minute mark, so toward the end of this video is where I discuss case study two. Then I have some just general videos that salute to general videos. Case study three, case study four, case studies three, four, and five. I discuss them all in there. Six, seven, eight, nine, and then here's 10, 11, 12. So I discuss all of the case studies in the course YouTube channel. So please use those as reference. Speaking of reference, you don't have to cite. Well, if you use references, you can cite them, but I don't require that. You use outside reference. That's up to you. All right, so those are the case studies. We already did Padlet's case studies. Next, McGraw-Hill Labs. You know how to do all of those already. Let me see. Yeah, some of you have already started doing them. Again, now if you already purchased McGraw-Hill for general, you'll be able to get right in. If you haven't, I gave you the link in the announcement to access McGraw-Hill. It's the same labs, it's just through a different link. Now, I wanted to mention, let me click on this McGraw-Hill lab. I gotta think about this. Okay. In order for the grades that you do for the work, in order for the grades to appear in Brightspace for the work you do in McGraw-Hill, so when you do your McGraw-Hill labs, you want to see your score appear in Brightspace, I would assume. So in order for the grade books to be blended or meshed, you need to enter McGraw-Hill through Brightspace at least once. So you would do that through this tab, McGraw-Hill Labs tab, and then click this, and it'll take you to the McGraw-Hill stuff. Okay. At that point, your grade book is blended with the McGraw-Hill grade book. Okay. My point is, if you never enter McGraw-Hill from Brightspace, so if you just always use, so say you open the email I sent out, the announcement email that I sent, you open that in your email, and then you click the link to go out to McGraw-Hill, and then from there, that's how you always access McGraw-Hill. You do the labs in there. Well, the grades won't ever appear in Brightspace. So you need to access McGraw-Hill at least just one time from Brightspace. I hope that makes sense. Although it's not a big deal. Otherwise, I have to go in and manually enter the grades, which I have to anyway if you've never had access to McGraw-Hill from Gateway, from General, then I have to give you a different code. At that point, I also have to manually enter your grades. There is no blending of your desire to learn in Brightspace. It cannot be blended with McGraw-Hill if you've never had McGraw-Hill before. So anyway, what a mess. I hope any of that makes sense. Either way, I hope you can access McGraw-Hill. There you go. All right, we're almost done, and then you can watch me in YouTube. Um, Exam review questions are in here. I just put the multiple choice. You're going to be given exams that are going to be from a pool of questions. So you can take the exams unlimited amount of times. Your highest score will be kept. Now, remember though, try to just do it once or twice. It's up to you though, however many times you want to do it. But you're the I'll have them. Your exams are auto graded, but only the multiple choice and true false. Some of your questions may be short answer or fill in the blank. So if they're short answer, fill in the blanks, I have to go in and manually grade those. So my point is when you submit your exam after you finish taking it, you're going to have a score that's likely lower than what your real score is because I have to go in later and enter in the short answer. So say you had five short answer questions. Well, you're going to have five more points than what appears after you've submitted your exam. So maybe 35 of your questions were multiple choice true false, five of them were fill in the blank. Okay. The 35 true false multiple choice are going to get graded right away. You're going to get a score. Maybe you got 32 out of 35, but it's going to show in the grade book 32 out of 40 because I still have to go in and grade the other five short answer. So that'd bump you up to 37 out of 40. That's my point. So anyway, I usually try to do it about once a week. So just, if you take the exam, you get the score, you did some short answer questions, your final score for that exam is probably going to be a little higher because I need to go in and grade the ones that you did. I don't have it set for the AI to grade it or the computer to grade it. Anyway, exams 40 multiple choice, true, false, or short answer questions. Unlimited attempts, highest score kept. That's pretty much it. I mean, at this point, you've probably seen enough and heard enough. So I'm going to let you go. If you have questions, please email me. I don't think there was anything level on. Let me check my notes. Yeah, perfect. So anyway, I just turned 50 this year, so I'm getting old. So I have to take notes differently. I have to, my brain works a little slower sometimes and a little faster in other ways. So it's kind of weird. So anyway, I think that's it. If you have questions, please email me. Have a great semester. And please look in your emails at least daily from Gateway. Also, remember the Learning Center if you need to use that. And again, if something comes up, please let me know. Uh, yeah. Other than that, have a great semester, everybody.